Viral fame today is an algorithm driven, not career built. It's a short window, so you gotta capitalize on it immediately. And she did. But here's the thing. The internet decides who you are before you even know who you are given in those circumstances. Going viral is not the same as being prepared. Influencers often don't understand complex financial products. Managers, marketers, and crypto promoters often drive the decisions. People came to her to develop her own crypto coin. The same kind of nonsense that our president is frauding people on.
Unsolicited Perspectives Podcast. Episode clip.
Why am I bringing all of this up? It's not to talk about me, because I'm not the one that's had a viral rise. But y'all remember the Hawk Tuah Girl? You remember her. She became viral in June of 2024 doing a Nashville street interview where she was saying, you got a Hawk Tuah on that thing. She became an internet sensation, blew up. She started pushing merch. She started doing paid appearances. She was social media monetized. She started her own podcast. And here's the crazy thing. She was just a regular person and became a meme celebrity within days. Viral fame today is an algorithm-driven, not career-built type of situation. You can be like her, which is her name is Haliey. You could be like Haliey and just be a regular person one day. Haliey Welch is her official government name. You could be a regular person one day, go on the internet, and it could be something as simple as you doing something on your own page. And it could be something simple as you at a bar saying that we outside. Next thing you know, you've got 50, 100,000, 200,000, 500,000 views on that one particular post. Not to mention likes and shares and reposts and all that type of stuff. You've become a viral celebrity. You got that 15 minutes of fame. And it's important for a person to capitalize on that 15 minutes of fame, because it's 15 minutes, not literally, but it's a short window. So you got to capitalize on it immediately. And she did. But here's the thing. The internet decides who you are before you even know who you are given in those circumstances. Going viral is not the same as being prepared. And you can't compare it to old school celebrity pipelines in Hollywood sports music versus TikTok or Instagram randomness. So there used to be a time when you were kind of prepared for these things, right? Where you were a musician or you were an entertainer and you were acting, you started from the bottom. Everybody always says they became a success overnight. No, there was hard work that was associated in this becoming a success. Michael B. Jordan has been an actor for almost close to 20 years now. Close to 20 years, definitely 15, right? I think his first movie came out, Hardballs, I think it's 2011. No, because he was in The Wire in 2002. So it's been over 20 years. This Oscar, we've literally watched him grow up. This Oscar is not an overnight sensation. He's been preparing for this for 20 years to get this notoriety, to get this fame. Internet fame doesn't give you that opportunity to grow into your fandom, to grow into your fame, to grow into all of a sudden getting this windfall of money. Even if you're an athlete, right? When they used to let high school players go directly to the NBA, yes, it was life-changing money overnight. It's still life-changing money overnight, before the NIL deals, because now these kids are getting paid in college. But it's still, you have no money, and then you go from being a millionaire. That's the reason why we hear so many stories of lottery winners going broke. You're not prepared for that type of money. It's different when you're climbing that social economic ladder in increments and you're making more and more money as you go along, to when you become a millionaire, you might be able to handle it a little bit different. But that doesn't mean that you can get all this money at one time and remain normal. And like I said, this internet fame type situation, it decides who you are before who you know you to be with this newfound fame and money. And I don't blame her for capitalizing on this instant celebrity. yo, this is what you're supposed to do. She was selling merch, like I said, started a podcast. She had a little podcast. She had personality. She has personality. I believe that she could be successful in this space, if produced properly, could be very successful in this space. Yo, she has a lot of personality, and she seemed like a down-to-earth type of person. But why did I say in the beginning, viral rise and fall? Well, she was pitched as part of these marketing ideas, cryptocurrency. Look, let's be real clear. Influencers often don't understand complex financial products. Managers, marketers, and crypto promoters often drive decisions, and viral fame attracts opportunistic and risk-heavy deals. When you become famous overnight, you don't have to build financial literacy. Everybody shows up with a business opportunity once your name starts trending. And what would you do if you had millions of dollars and ideas that could generate millions of dollars thrown at you tomorrow? It becomes tough. So she developed, or people came to her to develop her own crypto coin. You know, the same kind of nonsense that our president is frauding people on by, milking it. I call it, actually, this is not my term. This is a term used by Bomani Jones, but I believe this term is apropos. Funny money, right? This isn't even stocks, which, like, you kind of know what stocks is. This is the next thing. You don't know what this is worth. People are kind of telling you what it's worth, and it's not something that is tangible. It's not even like art, right? Even though they have these, like, I don't know, bit means. I don't even know what they're called, that you could buy like artwork on digital artwork. Look, all this is above my head. I'm a tangible type of person, not solely cash, but I like to look into my account and see what the hell I have, not this imaginary idea of what it's worth. So this company came to her, Luna, and they wanted to produce a Hawk coin. And so they released it in December 2024. There was a massive hype push across all of her social platforms for this coin. The market cap reportedly skyrocketed near 490 to 500 million. Now, what does that mean? It means that this coin was launched, and because of her popularity, the value of it shot all the way up to 490 to 500 million, which is crazy. Here's the part where she got in trouble. It then collapsed with over 90% of its value within hours. So what does that mean? Because, like, if you trade in stocks don't just kind of drop that fast, right? Like, you don't balloon a value of something. I have a cup to the left of me, right? If all of a sudden I designed a cup and I said, hey, I'm going to make the digital version of this cup, this new design for this cup, available for everybody to buy into. And the value of that cup shoots up to $490 to $500 million, just like that. But then drops 90% of its value within hours. Everybody that invested into that cup, that shot it up to that level, lost money immediately. Not immediately, but within hours. That would piss me off. That would make me seem like this was all a scam. And so on-chain analysts, whatever the hell they are, they said there was a large percentage of supply held by insiders or snipers, and higher transfer fees, roughly 15%. So there was millions generated in trade fees during the hype and the spike. It's a classic crypto chart pattern, but it's a vertical pump and then cliff dive crash. So crypto moves at internet speed, so you can get rich or wiped out in minutes. And this was a prime example. Fans didn't buy coins. They bought a belief in the personality, right? That's a problem, because you're not spending money on the personality. You're spending money on something that's not quite tangible, but that's digital and internet. You could be rich and then wiped out. We saw this happen during the pandemic with stocks for like GameStop, right? People got rich and then lost a lot of money. This happens. So fans became disappointed, pissed off, agitated at this literally pump and dump. And once again, the analyst said that there were people behind the scenes that owned it, okay, that were benefiting highly off of this rise and then this dump. So fans accuse Haliey of the rug being pulled out from under them.
Join the conversation and follow the Unsolicited Perspectives podcast on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your audio podcasts.